Hey guys, Carrie Ann here from Kelsey Bryan Creation, and today I want to talk to you about the present moment, what I call the power of today. Do you find yourself putting off your happiness? Sometimes you don't even try when something happens, or even waiting for the perfect time to do something. It's not the right way to go about life. We have to figure out ways that we could take action in the moment. Be present. The past is done. The future, not promised. So I want to talk to you a little bit about ways that you can live for today and realize how powerful today is. So as always, we're going to talk about 3 different ways that you can do that. Um, when I am in a moment where I'm afraid or have anxiety around a certain task, I usually end up delaying, right? I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I just have to like figure out some more things before I can actually go about, doing this task. And what I realize is that I never, ever, ever get anything from delay. It doesn't make me smarter. It doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me learn. I don't grow. When I delay, it is all that it is. It's a delay. It doesn't happen. The task, the action, the accolades, right? So the more you delay the doing is the more time that goes between when you actually get a reward or even learn, right? So that's number one. No delay. Do it now. Number two is opportunities missed. I have never missed an opportunity from trying. I remember I had a manager who, I would reach out to. He was probably 2 managers above my current manager. And some people be a little afraid to actually reach out to someone in that seniority of a role. But I really, really like this person. And I was like, I'm just going to reach out. I'm just going to do it, right? I don't know what I'm going to say. I was kind of having a lot of anxiety over it. But I said, you know what? If anything, it's just introduction. There's nothing wrong with introducing myself to him, and just starting a conversation, starting a relationship. And I had one 5-minute conversation with him, and he said, literally, I have 5 minutes. That's all I have. Then I had 3 months later a 15-minute conversation with him. Again, just getting to know each other. 3 months later, I got a call from him saying he had a job opportunity for me. Now, let me be clear. All in all, on a one-on-one basis, I probably had 15 to 20 minutes of his time. But in those 15 to 20 minutes, I was able to establish how good I was at my job, and I was able to build a relationship with him. I didn't miss the opportunity. Now imagine if I had said to myself, oh, well, I have nothing to say. I can't do it. That job opportunity would have been gone because that opportunity was in the moment. It was available. It was there. He had been searching. I didn't know this. And he found his person after talking to me. And he actually said, I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you the chance. So I have never, ever missed an opportunity from trying. In fact, it's always the opposite, right? You always miss opportunities when you don't go for it. So that's number two. Number three, even if you don't know what you're doing, when you do try, don't you always learn? I always, always learn from the doing. And in learning from the doing, it makes me more confident, right? So let's go back to this job that I got. I had no idea what I was doing in this job. Matter of fact, this was a completely different thing that I had been doing in the past 15 years. And you know what he said to me? He goes, you will grow. You will grow in the role. This is how senior managers think. This is how senior leaders think. His thought was, no, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know this role. You've never done it before. But I'm confident that you will grow in the role. Why did he say that? Because he saw me reach out to him. He saw how successful I was in my previous role. In his mind, it was just a matter of learning, right? That's the growth mindset that you have to have. Nothing is fixed. There is no fixed way of going about things, right? At the end of the day, everyone has been in a position where they did not know what they were doing. and they either had to swim or sink. 95% of the things that you do in life, you don't know what you're doing. You can't only do the things that you've done in the past, right? That is not growing. That is being stagnant. So the more you actually, embrace going after the things that you don't know how to do, what to do, where to even start, is the quicker that you get to learning. You might still fail, right? I'm actually not in that job now because guess what? That job was done away with. But immediately after that job was done away with, I got another call from someone else saying, hey, we know what you've been doing in this other role. Do you want to maybe try this new role? It's actually kind of the same in terms of what you're doing, but it's different in terms of the clients that you're covering. What? Didn't have to interview, right? It was just someone reached out to me because they saw what I had done. So although that role didn't end up being like the last thing I ever did, it allowed me to get to a point where I had learned so much that other people found that skill set valuable to them. Okay? So that's the key. If you actually want to be in a position where you are growing, you have the growth mindset, you're thinking about the present moment, not worried about the past because the past is gone and done. The future is not promised. But where you're worried about what am I doing now? How am I learning now? How am I growing now? Then you want to focus on the present day, the power of today. To the Design Life, I am Carrie Ann.